Sinatra in the building. What's going on, leaders? It's Sinatra from the Global Sport Report. We got another stream going on for y'all today. Or if y'all watching it on YouTube, welcome all the same. I want to be talking about some NBA free agency news and the trade window that's opening up. We got a lot of big moves. It's getting hot in that kitchen, man. And if you don't got no temperature safety gloves on, you gotta get out the kitchen, all right? Because things are absolutely heating up around the league right now. It's that time of the year, right? Surprisingly, still, even at 41, LeBron James, and we're gonna get into this, is still the biggest name in free agency, and we know that LeBron could do some crazy stuff, as he's known to do. I.e. his big decision leaving Cleveland to go to Miami, joining that powerhouse team. But we'll get into that. First, I want to break some news if you haven't heard already. Shout out to the gentleman who was helping me at the gas station today. Actually, let me know that Jaylen Brown has been traded. Yes, it is confirmed. Shams approved everything. ESPN, Bleacher Report, all media sources, and now the Global Sport Report. Jaylen Brown has been traded. Now, I know you're asking, Sinatra, where did he get traded to? You guys won't believe where he got traded to. It's not a Miami, right? It's not the Clippers. It's not the Lakers. Jaylen Brown got traded to the 76ers. Now, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the 76ers roster now that Jaylen Brown has joined the team. So we got obviously Tyrese Maxey at the 1, VJ Edgecombe at the 2. They're running Jaylen Brown at the 3, Dean Wade and Joel Embiid. So this team honestly is looking fantastic, right? I mean, with the Knicks' utter domination of the playoffs, shout out, the East knew that they got to lift up the competition, right? It almost seems like, it's inevitable for the West to be better than the East, and it's been like that for a very long time. But, the East sees a window of opportunity. The Knicks can mess up, right? Probably not, because I got 100 guns, 100 clips. You know what I'm saying? But but yeah, I mean, there's an opening, and they didn't really give up that much too. So if we look at the trade package, right, that the Sixers gave up, I say that they got away with this clean, nice. Even they still have some picks. They think they still have a first round from the Clippers as well. So the 76ers gave up 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and Paul George for Jaylen Brown. Now, when the news was broken to me, because I was driving on my way home from work, the young man at the gas station, let me know that they got Paul George, and I'm like, what? Originally, and this is how ballsy the Celtics are. They asked for VJ Edgecombe and Paul George for Jaylen Brown, and the Sixers were like, no, and they still got the trade done, which is nuts. So yeah, again, Sixers gave up 2 Boston, Paul George, 2 first round picks, and 2 second round picks. So I mean, that works out very highly favorable for the Sixers. Again, not giving up too much or not giving up VJ Edgecombe. What that does for the Celtics, it doesn't make them as good, obviously, but the Celtics, they always find a way to do good. So I wouldn't put anything past those guys. All right, the next one I wanted to talk about, I made a clip about this on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Giannis to the Heat, right? A little late, right? But we got Giannis going to the Heat, and the Bucks got back a haul for Giannis for that 1 year of his contract. They got Jamie Jaquez Jr., who was, I think, second in Sixth Man of the Year voting this year. Tyler Herro, Kel'el Ware, who's putting up, I think is he averaging a double-double? I think he's averaging a double-double. Almost damn near a double-double, right? So Kel'el Ware is good. And then they got somebody else nobody cares about. Kasparis Jacosionis. Oh, I killed that. Wait, I think I said that right. Hold up. Yo, that's why we Mr. Global. That's why I'm Mr. Global Sport Report. Sinatra no building. You feel me? Kasparis Jacosionis, whoever that is. They also got 3 first-round picks: 2026, 2031, 2033, one pick swap in 2030, and one second-round pick in 2033. Miami gave up a lot of players, right? So they're missing some pieces, and I'll talk about who else they didn't re-sign later. But and the Heat also got Bobby Portis in the Giannis trade, so they got 2 players. Obviously, I'm thinking that the Bucks definitely won that trade, even though you are giving up a franchise player who did get you a ring. Not the first ring, I believe. Didn't Kareem get a ring on the Bucks, or did I just completely make that up? The team's first NBA championship, 1971, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Sinatra knows ball, man. Come on now. Come on now. Yeah, so let's look up how each team stacks up now that these trades happen. Let's look at Miami. So you got Davion Mitchell playing the 1, averaging 9 points. Tim Hardaway. Is Tim Hardaway Jr. still playing ball? He's 34. He's averaging 13 points though. Yo, shout out former Knicks player Tim Hardaway Jr. Did they have Andrew Wiggins? They had Andrew Wiggins, yeah. 15 points. You know, Andrew Wiggins knows how to get a bucket. Obviously they have Giannis, as we just mentioned, and Bam Adebayo. Bobby Portis on the bench. Can't remember if Jovic is nice. No, he's not. So yeah, the team is not really looking that good, but Giannis is a game changer. I think they need one more piece. And then if we look at the Bucks, we got Ryan Rollins, put up 17 points. I just learned that recently. Averaged 17 points. Good for him. Tyler Hero, Jamie Jacquez Jr., Beast, Kyle Kuzma, and Miles Turner. Miles Turner really regressed since leaving Indiana, but that's neither here nor there. Oh, they got Kevin Porter too? I don't want to say the Bucks are going to do better than the Heat this year because I don't think that's true. But I think that I could see the Heat going 7 seed and Milwaukee 8 seed, something like that. Maybe 6 or 7. In that, like 6 is the Heat, 7 is Milwaukee. I could see it being real close between them in the East standings at the end of the 2027 season. Yeah, that's the Giannis to the Heat trade. Like I said, it doesn't really make. I think they need one more piece, and then they could really be good. And the bench is kind of lackluster too. All right, next we got the LaMelo Ball. What is that? To the Timberwolves. How could I forget? I made a clip about that one as well. So yeah, LaMelo Ball is going to be joined up with Anthony Edwards. So the Timberwolves went ahead and received LaMelo Ball and Josh Green. The Hornets got Timberwolves legend Naz Reid. A 2033 first round pick, 3 pick swaps for 28, 29, and 2030, and 3 second round picks. So the Hornets got a really, really big, really filled out their future draft pick capital. And they did trade away their biggest offensive weapon from last season. So again, this is just a rebuild time for the Hornets, but I don't know why they would do that when they did so good last year. Probably because they couldn't afford to pay Melo. Let's take a look at what each team's roster looks like now. We'll start off with the Hornets. Grayson Allen, I think of Grayson Allen. I'm a fan of Grayson Allen. A lot of people don't like him, but he plays like an asshole, to be honest. Yeah, I got Grayson Allen now. I feel like I knew that, but I slipped my mind. Naz Reid, Brandon Miller. They still got Brandon Miller, right? So they still have good pieces. And let me tell you something. Hannes Steinbeck, this is the rookie. This guy was a beast in college. Can you look at the stats? I talked about it in our draft watch party video. He shoot 34% as a center for the 3. 11.8 boards, 1.2 blocks on average, one steal a game, and 18.5 points in college. So, he doesn't really pass the ball that much, but he's a center, so why would you? I know he's listed as a forward, but he does play center. Right. I don't really dislike the team. I like Kobe White a lot. Shout out North Carolina Tar Heels. And he did average 17.4 points last season. So, then you have a vet in the locker room, Grayson Allen, who can also get a bucket. Shout out the mid range, Royce O'Neal, Musa Diabate. They got the picks though, so if they need to get somebody, right, they could go ahead and do that. The Hornets not known for being historically a great franchise, but who knows? Anything can happen in the NBA. So now let's check up on who got them. The Timberwolves. Where they at? Oh, they changed it. They changed the logo. Oh yeah, true. All right. So we got LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards at the 2, Ayo at the 3. I've never heard of Bull. Ayo Dansumu, Jaden Daniels. Don't get confused. This is the one. This is the one in Minnesota. Rudy Gobert, double. You know what I'm saying? 3-time. Yo, you know what's crazy? So Rudy Gobert is a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. Only has 2 All-Star appearances. It might even be 1. I feel like me and Rudy wouldn't like be friends. I don't know. Oh, he's a 3-time All-Star. But like in this, that says, can y'all see it? Right? That says 3-time NBA All-Star. 2020, 2021, and 2022. Now let's look at 2021, 22. When did Gobert win Defensive Player of the Year? Oh, he's a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. Okay, so remember, he won it 4 times. Is that a record? Joined Dikembe Mutombo and Ben Wallace. Yep. Tied the record. So he won a Defensive Player of the Year in 2018, 2019, 2021, and 2024. Now, remember when I said he's only been an All-Star in one of those years. He's only been an All-Star in 2021. So 2020 and 2022, he wasn't an All-Star, but no, but that was confusing. So he won 4 Defensive Player of the Years, 18, 19, 21, and 24. Out of those 4 years, he's only was an All-Star the year 2021. That's a fun fact. Rudy Gobert is the most underrated, overrated player of all time. He is the most hated, loved, hated player of all time. Right? So they got a good team, right? And you have to have a good team, especially in the Western Conference, right? When you have the likes of the Spurs dynasty that's being built, when you have the likes of the OKC dynasty that's being built, right? You have to go out there and compete and get guys to, and then who knows what's gonna happen with the Warriors? Are they gonna get somebody? Draymond opted out of his last year of his contract, which we're gonna get into, right? So, how's the bench looking? Oh, he just got drafted. Yeah, the bench needs some work, and I don't know how they're gonna do that because they gave up all their picks. All right, so that's the LaMelo Ball trade. Next, this is the one I want to talk about the most. I don't want to say how I'm okay. All right. Fuck, I'm fucking everything up. All right, now this next person we're talking about is the biggest free agent in the league right now. Right? This guy is debatably not the best player of this generation, debatably the best player of all time. This man is 41 years old. This man could probably outperform and outlast Father Time. Of course, we're talking about LeBron James. LeBron James' agent, Rich Paul, has told the Los Angeles Lakers that they are not interested in re-signing. There's a lot of speculation that went into that. People are asking, well, why does LeBron not want to, play another season with his kid who's on the same team. Apparently, LeBron doesn't see the Lakers winning, and he wants to win, right? Which makes sense. He's tied with Curry for the NBA championships. He wants to get one closer to Mike. And guess what?
It became personal with me.
It became personal to LeBron, right? So, getting that one more ring in. If he gets one more ring, he'll have 5. MJ has 6. So, it definitely helps out that debate, LeBron Jordan debate. There's a lot of teams that are interested. You have the obvious one, the Miami Heat, right? Wouldn't be the first time LeBron went to the Heat in free agency. And especially being as big of a move as it is. The Heat just got Giannis, and as we were saying when we were discussing the Giannis trade, I did this in particular order, they need help, right? Just Giannis and Bam Adebayo is not going to be enough. They need help. Is LeBron that help? Right? I don't know, because LeBron is going to have some serious load management because, again, the guy's 41 years old. Didn't qualify to be in the NBA, all NBA teams for second or third for the amount of games that he played. First time in a very long time, may I add. But LeBron's not worried about that. LeBron wants to win, right? LeBron's a guy that is a leader. People say he's a big kid, right? But when you have fuck you money and you're the best of all time, why not have some fun with it, right? That's what I say. So I don't blame him for that. So he could go to the Heat, but how did the Heat afford him? I don't know. I don't think they can. The Cavs, right? A reunion. He's from Ohio. Bringing another championship back to that team. I mean, they're already stacked. They have Jared Allen. They have James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, right? So they have a lot of good pieces. I think that if LeBron goes, they got to trade Harden because he just signed a contract. He's got to go, right? I don't think that LeBron and James Harden could work. I don't think James Harden has a mentality that is good for playoffs because he doesn't play defense, even in playoff games. I don't see that being the case, right? LeBron wants to go to a team that can win. The league has been begging and wants to see this for the longest time. The people have wanted to see this for the longest time. The league and the people want to see LeBron James and Steph Curry play basketball together. You may ask, how is that possible? Well, I'll tell you how. Draymond Green has opted out of his player option for the team. Draymond, I guess, came to an agreement with the Warriors. He was having some differences with Steve Kerr last season. And he said, you know what, I'll walk away, and I'll let you guys get an opportunity to get LeBron James. Win the LeBron James sweepstakes, as some people are calling it. So that frees up a lot of money, right? And plus, Draymond's already kind of out the league. Get his final payday, call it quits. Put Tony Parker to the Hornets, right? Speaking of, should go to the Hornets. Yeah, I think Draymond should go to the Hornets. But regardless of the point, they have a lot of money now. They could get LeBron James. It is to the understanding of all parties involved in LeBron James sweepstakes that LeBron wants to play with AD. The Wizards have came out and said that they are not open to trading Anthony Davis under no circumstance. Money talks. Another team, okay, so let's talk about what the Warriors would look like with LeBron James first. So we have, obviously, Steph Curry, Brandon Podziemski. What's his name? Shout out Pat Spencer. I like Pat Spencer. Fun fact. Pat Spencer was drafted number 1 overall in the National Lacrosse League. I don't know what it's called, but he was. Fun fact. They have DeAnthony Melton, Al Horford, Kristaps Porzingis. So let's say Draymond doesn't come back, as he's expected not to. This team would be, obviously Gui Santos to the bench. Pretty good overall, right? They drafted this guy too. To learn under LeBron, great. So you would have a starting 5 of the Golden State Warriors that's composed of Stephen Curry, Brandon Podziemski, LeBron James, Kristaps Porzingis, and Al Horford. I think that team, with the experience and the utter talent that Steph Curry still possesses and LeBron James, that I think that team could make it out of the West. And that says a lot because they're so stacked, right? You have the Nuggets, you have the Wolves now, Timberwolves, which I think need one more player, the Thunder, and the Spurs. I think this team could compete. I think that's LeBron's ultimate landing spot. As I was speaking about the Timberwolves, right? The Timberwolves apparently are in the race now too. To have LaMelo, very pass-heavy, creative player. To have Anthony Edwards, kind of like his Dwayne Wade. I think LeBron to Timberwolves would be amazing. I think that roster would look great too. I think any team with LeBron looks good. You know? Yeah. I mean, that would go absolutely stupid. That would be a ridiculous team. One that nobody's talking about, right? Because as we discussed, LeBron wants to go to a winner. Let's take a look at the Philadelphia 76ers. As we just looked at their starting five, I know, because we broke the Jaylen Brown. We didn't break it. I would like to think we broke it. But how does LeBron really fit into this team? Well, we know that LeBron could play anywhere from 1 to 5. He could play to 1, he could play to 5. His home is the number 3, is the small forward position. If the Sixers have Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Jaylen Brown, LeBron James, and Joel Embiid, those are 5 All-Stars. VJ Edgecombe, not an All-Star this last year, but a potential future All-Star. This, you can make it work. Move Dean Wade to the bench, and you put LeBron at the power forward. I hate to say it. And this team without LeBron, let's say instead of LeBron they had KD, I don't see them doing any good. Let's say instead of Dean Wade they had Paul George. I don't see them doing any good. I don't see them beating the Knicks. With LeBron, I see them running the East. Because these are big powerhouse teams. So that's something to look out for too. Who do you guys think is winning the LeBron James sweepstakes? Is it going to be Miami, where he saw his, first bit of success? Is it going to be with the Cavs, his hometown, being Akron, Ohio? Is it going to be the Golden State Warriors? Are they going to partner up Steph Curry and LeBron James? Is it going to be the Minnesota Timberwolves? Probably not. At 41 years old, I don't want to be in the cold. Not for very long. Even though he does that cryotherapy, right? Or is it going to be the 76ers? The Spurs already said they don't want him. The Knicks just won a championship. They have nothing they need. People are talking about the Raptors. Kawhi and LeBron would be a great front court. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I don't think anybody else really has a chance. All right. Next topic. And it's getting hot in the kitchen, like I said. So we're keeping on this hot streak. We have another big trade. It is Kawhi Leonard returning to the 6th side of Toronto. That's right. Kawhi Leonard is joining the team that he so desperately wanted to leave after winning a championship. Turns out the grass ain't so green on the other side now, is it? I don't blame Kawhi. I wouldn't want to live in Toronto either. The taxes are astronomical. The rent is expensive. Everything's expensive. 1, for just being in Canada, and 2, Toronto's a major city in Canada. If not the biggest. Maybe the most populated, I should say. I'm not too sure. I'm not very up to date with Canadian geography. But Kawhi's the one that said he wants to go to the Raptors. The Raptors get Kawhi Leonard, and the Clippers get Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, 2 first-round picks, 1 being a pick swap, and 2 second-round picks. It's a haul, right? A lot of people getting thrown around in these trade conversations in the league. We live in a time where it seems ever so, for whatever little reason, USA go, baby, let's go! Rah! Florian Balogun, my guy from the Bronx. Fuck you talk about? Let's go! Let's go! Talk about USA, 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 USA. We win the whole World Cup. I don't care. Somebody said, "Oh, somebody put a bet in for me that the U.S. is gonna beat England in the World Cup." I said, "Bro, listen, that's so unrealistic. I know you don't watch soccer, but I need to tell you how unrealistic that is. England would never make a World Cup final." I just told him straight up. I'm like, bro, you got to be realistic here, right? You know what I'm saying? Cut the bullshit, right? We got to keep it a buck, right? I'm like, you're my boy, I'm your boy, right? I feel like because of that, we have a duty to keep it real with each other, and I just need to let you know that England is not even beating Mexico this Sunday. And you heard it here first. Sinatra is breaking the news. You see what I'm saying? Yes, let's look at how these teams line up. While we're here too, looking at the Clippers roster after trading away Kawhi Leonard, they still have Darius Garland. Keaton Wagler is a rookie they drafted. You got Brandon Ingram, Chris Dunn. I didn't know Chris Dunn's still in the league. You got Derrick Jones Jr. You got Brooke Lopez, and you got Grady Dick. Grady Dick is third in the bottom. Something else I want to talk about with the Clippers, they did not re-sign Norman Powell. Sorry, not Norman Powell. They did not re-sign John Collins. Instead, John Collins signed with the Detroit Pistons, which was a 3-year, $51 million contract. So he will not be on the LA Clippers next season. Now, let's look at, the big kahuna. The new big kahuna in the East. You got the Raptors, right? You got Emmanuel Quickly, RJ Barrett at the 2, Kawhi Leonard at the 3, Scotty Barnes at the 4, and Jacob Podol at the 5. This team is very nasty, right? Let's look at their bench. Allen Graves is going to be sick too. Or Colin Murray, sorry. No, Allen Graves. Yeah. He shoots very good from the 3. Let's look at his college stats. We looked at this in the draft watch party. 41% from the 3 at SCU. 11 points, averaging 6.5 rebounds, 1.8 assists. Right, and this team with Kawhi Leonard, this team without Kawhi Leonard last year, and Brandon Ingrams and Grady Dick, they were the 5th best defensive team. I'm checking. 5th best defensive team without Kawhi Leonard. Now they have the claw of Kawhi Leonard. So imagine how nasty this defense is going to be next year. I'm excited to watch the Raptors. I used to love playing with the 2000, I believe, Raptors in 2K, the classic teams, with Vince Carter and Muggsy Bogues. Fun fact, when Sinatra was younger, he wanted to start a rap career, Sinatra being me. But since Sinatra is a very short individual, his rap name was something along the lines of Muggsy Bogues. I forget. I don't forget. I just want to get keep. Ha! So yeah, that's the Raptors are gonna look sick. I think the Raptors. So I think it's Knicks S tier in the East. I think the Raptors are probably 2nd tier. And I don't want to say the Sixers, but I might have to. So I don't know how they're gonna make it work with all the superstars. So maybe the Celtics put them in A tier, and then S tier, and then C tier is gonna be like your Miami's, your Sixers. I'm forgetting another one. Detroit's up there. That depends if they keep Durant too. 2 more. We got Norman Powell to the Bulls. The Heat couldn't justify paying Norman Powell what he deserves, so he went ahead and signed a contract. 2 years, $45 million to the Bulls. Norman Powell. So shout out to Norman Powell. Let's take a look for getting paid, of course. Let's take a look at the Bulls roster. Very great draft picks they had this year. Caleb Wilson, shout out Carolina Tar Heels. Looks to be a beast, 6'9". Let's look at his stats. Averaging 20 points per game, almost 10 boards. Almost if you round up, almost a 20-point double-double. 2.7 assists, not bad. 1.4 blocks, and he's almost averaging 3 stocks a game. So that's, they got a really good one. They got a really good player in that draft to play that 4 position for them. They went ahead and got Nick Claxton. I believe it was a 3-team trade with the Nets, the Timberwolves, and the Bulls, which saw Julius Randle go to Brooklyn to be in New York again. Matas Buzelis at the 3. Now you got Norman Powell with those numbers, almost 22 points per game, and Josh Giddey. So I see that Chicago may be a playing team next year. I could definitely see that happening. Yeah, the last trade I wanted to talk about, and we'll get into like other people that haven't signed any deals. We have the Lakers splashing. So the one I wanted to talk about was them getting Walker Kessler on a 4-year, $130 million deal, which trade, which saw the Lakers get Walker Kessler, and the Jazz got 2031 and 2033 first round picks, and 2028 and 2030 first round swaps. So if let's go take a look at the team now. They went ahead and got Walker Kessler. Now, if we look at Walker Kessler's stats, so he only played 5 games last season because he tore his labrum in his left shoulder, I believe. Yeah, in his left shoulder. But the year before that, man, this guy was absolutely not playing any games, man. Not playing anywhere close to a full season. But what he did in that short span is spectacular, right? He had 11 points per game, 12.2 rebounds, double-double, not many assists, 2.4 blocks. He was averaging 3 stocks a game, half of a steal a game. What's interesting about this, right, is if you look at, it doesn't show it here, but if you look at offensive rebounds in this year, 2025, the 2024 to 2025 season, he led the league in offensive rebounds, and he had 4.6 per game offensive rebounds. So that's very spectacular. That's why they paid him so much money, right? That's why they're giving him 4 years, $130 million, which if you average it out is $32 million. Just to see if I'm nice like that. 32 and a half. Come on, bro. Yeah, listen, if I had $1 for every time someone counted Sinatra out, I would have $32.5 million. Right? Whether it's ball knowledge, quick maths, yo, I'm the man. I can't listen. I could do quick maths in my head, but I can't give you the exact number. I'm not like that. I could just like round it up. I don't know. My brain works weird. So they got Walker Kessler. They also got other people too. So when they found out that they couldn't, retain LeBron James, they went out and got some players. So what they did was, and this is their lineup looks like now: Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Jake LaRavia, Jared Vanderbilt, who we already said looks like Crimson. Oh no, not that one. Wait, who am I thinking of? They still have DeAndre Ayton, but I think they're just gonna let him go. No point in having DeAndre Ayton and Walker Kessler. They got Quentin Grimes today. Look at his stats. Right, pretty decent role player. They got Colin Sexton. He did pretty good last year with the Bulls, so shout out Colin Sexton. Wonder if he still has that rat tail hairstyle. So yeah, man, that's all the trade news I wanted to discuss. Let's look at trade rumors. Bradley Beal potentially to the Heat. I could definitely see them doing that. Spurs to sign Tobias Harris in a 2-year contract. I like that. I think he did great on the Pistons, especially as a leader. If I ever get a sponsorship, I'm gonna be fucked because all of these ads are just here. Like, why are there so many, bro? Precious Achua signs with the Kings. All right. Oh, we need to talk about Ja Morant. Oh boy, we need to talk about Ja Morant. All right, let's talk about Ja Morant. Let's look at the trade details. I heard that he got traded for a bag of chips. They gotta have picks in that trade, bro. Nah, straight up players. So Memphis got Jerami Grant and Chris Murray for Ja Morant. All right, so let's look at. So how is this gonna work when you have Drew Holiday? You have like 4 pretty good guards. So fully healthy, I mean, you gotta go Lillard at the 1, Ja at the 2, and then I would say move Drew to the 3. His defense. I don't hate the team. I don't hate them at all. I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate all of y'all the leaders, right? Because we don't call y'all. I don't call my viewers fans, right? One, I don't want to say it sounds degrading, but it's more than that, right? Because the reason I'm Sinatra is because, you know, I want to do this my way, right? And I work and I do things my way. But my way is the people's way, right? Because you have ESPN that's gonna, post 17 posts a day about Victor Wembanyama or Shohei Ohtani. We get it, bro. We talk about what the people want to talk about, right? So that's my ideology on it. So that's why I refer to y'all as leaders and not followers, not fans, right? Because you don't want to be a follower. You want to be your own individual. You want to be a leader. So I hope that's tied in my very minuscule legacy that I'm trying to create here. Hopefully, it's a big legacy one day, though. Shout out to another successful stream. We're gonna put this one on YouTube, and yeah, it's not out. USA baby, I want to get a parrot, and I want to just have it be mad Dominican. I ain't even Dominican, but I just want it to be Dominican. Like I just be like, get okay, like quack, get okay, quack. It'd be like el hueso, or it could be like la semilla. That'd be very funny. Have a little parrot like get okay, get okay.